Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be discussing how the human body is viewed and as well as perceived in Japan. From fashion to work culture, to well as social norms, body visibility in Japan means something totally different than what we're used to. When it comes to everyday appearance, students, business workers, as well as healthcare workers and some service workers, they are pretty much all in uniform always. Here's an example of some school uniforms in Japan for younger kids. Here's some of the attire that they wear for business and in office settings, pretty similar to the US in terms of just suit and tie and jacket and just staying clean cut. Their behavior in public, as well as how they act in social situations, is another thing that I found to be very interesting in their culture. Going back to clothing, there's also a style called Harajuku, which is a district in Tokyo where people like to show off their fashion styles. It could be seen as a way for the younger generation to be sort of rebellious and sort of test out their dress code and kind of try out their own unique style. These two styles are known as Sweet Lolita and Gothic Lolita. In comparison to the US, you will see the younger generation dressing out of the norm in many different settings rather than just one particular district that it's known for. When discussing agency over their bodies, women in particular face a lot of pressure in the workplace in Japan. There are a lot of strict dress codes as well as beauty standards that need to be upheld. Even with gender norms that are currently shifting, there is still an expectation present that you need to present yourself in a certain way, and this is the case especially in professional settings. In comparison to Western cultures, individuality, I would say, is generally encouraged in Western culture rather than in comparison to Japanese culture. In my personal experience, I would say that people tend to move, speak, and kind of dress however they want in the US, especially when it comes to a college campus. So to kind of conclude, agency when it comes to who has agency over their bodies in Japan, I would say it is more under the control of where they work to be able to kind of express how they want, compared to the US where it tends to be more freedom to dress how you want. When discussing self-surveillance in Japanese culture, it's very common to be pretty hyper aware of how others see you, and you just want to dress neatly and kind of stay out of the way of others and really try to blend in. Overall, I would say that people in the US have more agency over their bodies than people do in Japan, simply because there are more strict societal standards and expectations of how they should dress in Japan. And here is my works cited. Thank you for listening.